Hello and welcome to Cookbook Club. My name is Chris Yang. This is Khushbu Shaw,
Hello.
my friend and the author of Amrikan, 125 recipes from the
Indian American Diaspora. A real cheeky mouthful, yeah.
Today we are making recipes from her book, including this.
The one that Chris loves to pronounce. I believe in you.
I can't do it.
You can do it. I believe in you.
I don't even know where to start.
Shahi
Tukda French Toast. So this is a baked French toast.
Baked French toast.
As opposed to your diner griddled French toast.
Like soft bread soaks up custard. You layer it together and you just bake it off. It's way easier. And it's good for groups because then all the food hits the table at once. You know what I mean? Otherwise, certain dishes you can't do when you want to feed more than one person.
One French toast at a time.
Yeah, or two, maybe three if you're really skilled. But like...
I make four.
Yeah. Okay, show off.
You butter that.
I'm gonna butter it with the good butter.
Well,
you guys don't,
slice this challah bread thick.
Decently thick, not crazy, but yeah.
Do you want me to cut the ends off or no?
Yeah, cut the ends off.
Because then it won't soak up all that.
They don't soak it all up, you know? Gotta reveal the surface area.
Okay, I'm gonna go like this. Perfect?
Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll give you like an A- on that.
Okay. You worked on this book for a long time. Very
2.5 years. Yeah.
Deeply personal book.
Yeah, no, it's about the food of the Indian American Diaspora, which I am.
Of which you are a part of.
Of which I'm a part of, but it's not just like my family's recipes.
Good.
I feel like that's a lot of
stuff.
Cultural books are often just like their mom's recipes or their grandma's recipes, which is lovely and great. I did steal a couple recipes from my mom. Thanks, Mom. But a lot of them are things that she's never heard of, like this. She does not make Shahi Tukda French Toast. She does not like French toast. She does not touch eggs. Actually, she does not like eggs. In fact, eggs are very complicated in Indian culture. Like a lot of vegetarians don't eat eggs because they consider them meat. Yeah.
Got it.
My mom will eat it if it's like secretly in a baked good, but if she can taste it, she's not interested in it. We actually have to keep eggs in the outside fridge. You know, like how all immigrants have like a second fridge in their homes, but the eggs have to be in the outside one.
Do we need to adjust the spacing of these crazy breads?
No. We just layer them you shingle them. When we're ready to shingle, we'll shingle.
Do you need more bread?
I think we might need a little more bread.
So here's my experience with the book so far.
Maybe like 3 more slices.
I haven't even told you this fun story yet. My brother and his girlfriend are on like some kind of first name basis with Khushbu, except for she doesn't know them. I didn't know you had a brother. I was with my brother and his girlfriend the other night. And like, they don't even know that we are friends or anything. They were like, we were talking about Indian food in Los Angeles. And they just said, oh, Khushbu says that like there's not that many Indian restaurants here. And I was like, Khushbu who? Like, Khushbu. I was like, why are you talking about Khushbu?
Listen, I'm like Madonna. I'm like Cher.
There are huge fans. They were at a book event of yours in LA, I think. Yeah. Usually they steal all of their cookbooks from me.
Wow. They bought this
Here's
one?
the biggest honor of all. They didn't have to steal this one from me. I went to their house and they just had it there.
Wow, that is actually honestly a huge honor.
That's a big thing, right?
That is a really big
As somebody
honor.
who gets a ton of cookbooks,
you know what
I mean? What happens next?
We're gonna make the custard next, but the part about the custard that's great is that it's a saffron infused custard, but there's a trick to saffron. You crush it with your fingers and then you mix it into a tiny bit of milk before you add it to the rest of it so that a little bit goes a long way. But here's the trick. You actually go to the Indian grocery store, you can get like a little container of Spanish saffron, usually, or Afghani saffron for a much better price point. So,
see, back in the 90s, you would do that with Chinese stores and DVDs. Why spend the price when you can get 12 for... So, you have to convince me through this recipe that saffron is additive.
Wow.
I've eaten
Do you have taste buds?
Here's my answer to you. I have never tasted saffron, but I've eaten a lot of it.
Oh my God.
Okay, so a little pinch.
Little pinch. You want to take it?
Well, can I ask you this? Is it a little pinch because it's so expensive and you're intending to be frugal with it?
Yeah, a little bit can go a long way too.
Okay.
So, but what you do is you take it and then you want to crush it between your fingers.
If I don't have fingers, can I use toes?
Sure, as long as they're clean.
Okay.
So you just crush them up a little bit and then you just add like a little tablespoon of milk and then you heat it up, like in the microwave.
So just like a tablespoon or something, and just to get the flavor.
And like swirl it. See, it starts to like color the milk really quickly already. But if you heat it up just for like 20, 30 seconds, it'll make it like a vibrant yellow.
While I do that, will you talk about the origins of this dish or like where this comes from for you?
Yeah, so Shahi Tukda is known as like royal toast in India. It's actually like a dessert where it's like fried white bread that's like soaked in kind of like a sugar syrup and then doused in something called rubberty, which is like cooked down milk. It's almost like a thick custardy milk, but it's like milk that's been like truly cooked down for hours and hours and hours. And so a lot of people like call it like Indian bread pudding. To me, it's always been more like French toast. And I was like, screw it, why not just make it fully a French toast recipe and like simplify it all down. And then it gets pistachios and rose. It's very floral, very like royal. It's come from like the Mughal times when the Mughal Empire ruled India. Okay, but see, like now it's like super,
milk.
Yeah, super yellowy milk, which is great. Can you like taste a little floral note in the milk?
It's floral. It also has like, I mean this in a good way, a metallic tinge to it.
Is that okay?
Mineral tinge. All right, so
now we're gonna make like this saffron-y custard. So we're gonna crack 6 eggs in.
You got it.
Wow, that's a good technique. Can you single hand crack eggs? I can't. I'm good at many things in life. That was actually pretty good. No shells. Wow.
I just crushed that in my hands like a
Love.
Hulk. All right, so 6 eggs. You want to whisk? I'm gonna wash my hands.
Break up the yolks. But you don't want to like over mix as with most egg things.
You can do this ahead.
Yeah.
Do the whole soak.
You do the whole soak overnight even. And then if you have like guests in the morning, you just pop it in the oven.
I never know when I'm going to have guests in the morning. You know what I'm saying? How can that be? Who knows where the night's going to take me? Maybe we should just always have this. I'm going to guess there's some cream.
Yeah, we add in the milk, the saffron milk, and then we're going to add in like another like 2.5 cups.
Okay.
Half a cup of heavy cream.
Okay.
1/3 cup of brown sugar.
Okay.
Some vanilla extract.
So let me add some milk with the chunks of cream in there.
I mean,
2.5
it's like 2 in
cups
1.
of this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's a lot of chunks in there. All right, 2.5 cups of milk.
Love. Half a cup of cream. Because it's luxe, you know? This is for royals.
Half a cup of cream.
Yeah.
That's my DJ name.
Half a cup of cream.
I don't know what that means, man. I'm trying. All right, 2.5 cups of cream, and then
We're gonna do like 1/3 cup of brown sugar, you know, some vanilla extract.
You got it.
Which you can measure, but I feel like most recipes don't actually use enough vanilla extract, so I just kind of like
agree with
dump.
that too. Boop.
One more.
Boop.
Yeah, there you go. Also, I feel like vanilla works really well in this because saffron has, even though you think it tastes like metal, it has vanilla floral notes. And then we're gonna add in cardamom too, which also has this kind of like floral situation. And some ground cardamom, which again, you just measure with your heart or with the amount I put in the recipe, but I don't remember that off the top of my head right now.
What was that? Those cardamom? I didn't get to see it. I'm trying to learn and make this at home, dude.
There's the cardamom.
Oh, okay. So
Now
like
you see
3 bloops of vanilla.
3 bloops and 3 bloops of cardamom.
And a little smattering.
I mean,
of
freshly
cardamom.
crushed cardamom, even better, but you know. Also, a pinch of salt, always nice. Just a tiny pinch, you know, as all good cooks do.
This is
The custard, a little slightly chunky custard.
So, okay. I just want people to understand that the chunks are from the fancy milk we bought
Yeah.
that has a cream top. That was my former DJ name.
But yeah.
Is this the whole custard?
That's the whole
now
custard.
it's dip and
And
red.
now we dip, and I like to shingle it. I don't know.
I'm gonna taste this guy. What do we do here?
Yeah. Can you still taste the saffron? Does it still taste like metal to you?
There's a tinge of gold coins in there. I think so. It's gonna get sweetened condensed milk on top too.
Yes.
So I don't need to be. It doesn't need to be super sweet.
No. This is one of those recipes that, again, with your heart, wow, you're going really salty with that.
I just want a little more salt.
And a little more sugar.
And a little more sugar too. Can I be honest? Just for my taste. This is. I'm sure it works perfectly any way you guys
because
like
sweetened
it.
condensed milk is quite sweet when you drizzle it on top. So, also most French toast custards are not that sweet because you're
true.
putting maple syrup, etc., on there. So same
The
concept.
French are all about denial. Denial of pleasure. Cardamom's so nice in there, though.
Right?
I'll say. Cardamom, very nice.
Cardamom, saffron, besties.
Which way do you like to go? From the bottom side or from the top side?
I usually don't have it already pre-shingled. Like I just kind of have the bread on the side.
You were measuring, so we just.
Yeah, you just want to like soak it.
I hate an under-soaked French toast.
Yeah, where it's like a little dry.
It's like custard on the outside and then just like a piece of toast
Yeah,
on
no,
the
that's
inside.
dumb.
That
No, you
sucks.
want it like.
So you need.
You want it to like really.
Are we
sit.
gonna pour the custard over at the
Yes.
end? Oh, so I'm just like.
Yeah. There's no food waste here.
I'm just like a ding dong.
Okay, but yeah, the key to this recipe is you do really need like a very spongy bread. Otherwise, it's extremely unfun.
I also like that this is pretty. I mean, there's saffron and there's cardamom. Those are like the two flavors. There's not like
little
it's not
vanilla.
overboard with like a bunch of other things. But you could, I bet, like A little orange something maybe?
Yeah, a little orange would be like delicious, I think. But the thing is, you're also gonna come in with a bunch of toppings. So the condensed milk, right? And then the pistachio adds like a really nice touch. Do you want to pour the custard over?
Please.
Okay, an even pour.
Let me go, That's it, into the oven. It's been 1 week, it's been
1 week since you looked at me, and 45 minutes since we put the French toast in the oven.
So hopefully what has happened in the intervening 45 minutes is that this French toast is browned almost as much as my shirt has browned. Wow. I had to change shirts, guys. Look at that.
Yeah, it's nice and browned.
A little toasty on top.
A little toasty on top. It's poofed a little.
It has poof. You got a little poof in there.
A little poof. Now we garnish. The fun part.
What is this?
Rose petals. Rosebuds. They're optional, but they look really pretty.
Condensed milk first.
I like a condensed milk drizzle first because it then allows other toppings to stick better. Why would you do it that way when you could go diagonally? Okay, fine. Can you see like my face of disgust?
It's like a Mondrian. Look at this thing. It looks awesome.
It looks like a Jackson Pollock.
It looks like a Mondrian, dude.
It's more of a Pollock for sure. At the end, it'll be way more Pollocky vibes.
So you want to crush some of these?
Yeah. That works.
And then on top?
Yeah, just a little sprinkle. Sprinkle.
Okay.
I love the pistachios on there. I think it adds a nice crunch.
That looks awesome.
And color. And then just a couple of those. Looks really pretty. And adds like, makes it look royal, taste royal. There you go.
Beauty.
That's a beauty. Miss Shahi French Tukda, United States. It's looking custardy.
All right, how many breakfast recipes are we talking about in this book?
There is a full breakfast chapter, but I also believe any dish is breakfast food if you believe hard enough.
I'm gonna eat this one that looks nice.
Yeah, I gave you, oh, that was for me.
No,
I put it to the side. Thank you.
I'm gonna eat this one.
Your deranged drizzles. That's actually pretty good. Do you know what I love though? The squeezy bottles of condensed milk that you can find now. They're so clutch. That's all, you know, so then you don't have to lick the side of the can like Chris. All right, cheers.
Cheers.
Why don't we cheers dishes more? I feel like we're always cheersing drinks.
Pretty lame.
Okay, fine.
Oh.
I just have a lot of kids in my life.
That is delightful.
Can you taste the saffron?
Nope. Not even a little bit. No, I can't.
You would miss it if it wasn't there.
I can't taste it. I can taste it. Oh wait, am I tasting or is it just a spoon I'm tasting?
You're not eating with your gold spoon.
Please, big saffron, don't come after me.
Big saffron.
I can actually taste it. It's actually really nice with
Right?
cardamom too.
It's delicious.
Well, I ate half of that
You really did.
instantaneously.
That's when you know you're like a dad.
You gotta eat fast to be a dad. This has been another meeting of the Majordomo Cookbook Club. You can buy this book at, I think like 3 or 4 different stores.
Yeah, you can actually just buy them out of Chris Ying's trunk. It's the only place they're available.
To get your unsigned copy of Amrikan, show up at my house in the driveway. I'll have copies ready to go. No, this is a fantastic book. I'm so happy that we got to do this.
Thank you for having me.